Welcome back, everybody, to Businesses Building Bridges. Did I say that right?
Or is it building business bridges? We are building bridges with businesses.
In any case, we affectionately call it B3.
Yes, we do.
So today in the house, we have Sam Hayes and her husband, Patrick. Welcome.
Thank you.
From
Great
Sam,
to be here.
Sam Hayes, Skin and Body Wellness. And I am a client of yours. She puts me to sleep every time I'm in there. So I'm grateful for that. But tell our listening audience what you do, first of all, and we'll get into some details in a little bit.
Okay. Well, thank you both for having us here. I am Sam Hayes, and I do holistic facials, incredible massage, and life-changing fascia release.
Woo,
And
that's lofty words.
right?
Yes. Incredible.
Yeah.
So
When you talk, I already feel relaxed. Like, I don't know if anybody ever told you that.
They do.
It's like you don't even
Absolutely.
have to really put your hands on anyone. And it's just like,
Mm.
okay, I'm ready to hear
I
whatever.
totally disagree.
Oh, I bet. The inside and the outside voice, right?
Right? Yeah.
So do you wake up at 3 in the morning and say to Patrick, I have an idea?
No, actually, Patrick is the early bird. So he
Oh.
wakes up and says, it's time to get up.
Oh,
It's still time to get up.
Oh.
It's time to get up still.
Oh.
Yeah.
take us to back to your training and how you got started in this particular sort of industry.
Well, I got started in this industry about 100 years ago.
That little, huh?
Yeah. I wanted a skill. And I remembered being a young girl. My favorite person was my grandmother, and her happy place was the beauty parlor.
Mm-hmm.
And my happy place was at the beauty parlor with her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I would go every week with her. And sometimes she suffered depression, but when she was there, everything lifted. It was just, it felt like magic, like a healing place. So as I grew older, college wasn't really calling me. I kept thinking back to, and people would say that to me.
So your
Right.
whole life you've just been talking such calmly and
I don't know that I would say that, but I've heard,
Sounds
you know,
like
when
Patrick
you hear
knows
yourself.
different.
it's like the singing bowl without the bowl. It's just like it just you hit those
Oh.
emotional tones that just relax you. So I'm sorry, go right.
Yeah.
As I drift away.
So anyway, I wanted that. I wanted, is there a career I could do where I would make people that happy, or at least get them to forget they were not happy for just
Okay.
an hour, a moment, a shampoo blow dry, whatever it was. So I decided to go to beauty school, and I hated it.
Why did you hate it?
You know, it's very technical, cutting hair. It is a skill. It's a mean skill. Formulating hair color, perms. Hair cutting is like architecture and engineering and mathematics, nothing that I'm good at. But we had a segment in beauty school where we did facials. That's part of the cosmetology degree. And the minute I had my hands on someone, I said, no, this I can do. So completed the program and became an esthetician in 1997 and have been doing facials since then. And in 2008, 2007-ish, I wanted to go to massage school because I always had wanted to go to massage school because, again, I feel like putting my hands on someone is what God wants me to do. In 2008, I think I decided to go to massage school. I should have done it years sooner, but I was afraid of the school because, again, very technical. Muscles, bones, tendons.
There's a lot of science involved
anatomy.
in, of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
All
But,
that anatomy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted it more than I didn't want it.
Huh.
And I went
It's a
through
good way of
school.
putting it.
Yeah, with the support of my family. And then in 2009, became a massage therapist. And then fascia came later.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain fascia and then, because it's just amazing, really, the whole fascia.
Yeah. Fascia, fascia, fascia. I will. I'm obsessed with it.
Yes, be obsessed.
So a superficial explanation of fascia is it's like the clothing or the wrapping, the saran wrap over everything in your body. And it's not just surface under the skin saran wrap. It's actually these little webby strands of tissue that crisscross, and they're like our packing material. It keeps everything in your body in your body. But it's also this brilliant system that if I raise my arm, it's because the fascia sending all these signals to the brain telling me that I can do that, right? So if I pull fascia from my finger, it's going to be connected all the way to the other side of my body. It's three-dimensional. It is filled with nerves. It is really the controller and the boss of health, stability, and mobility in our bodies. And we know so little about it. It's where a lot of pain lives, a lot of chronic pain, a lot of
Is
invisible.
there where inflammation builds up?
Yeah, inflammation can definitely build up in the fascia. Because again, it's kind of like strands of looks like cobwebs on a microscopic level. If you look, you'll see little beads of nutrients, hyaluronic acid, blood, oxygen, synovial fluid. All the nutrients our cells need, our tissues need, run along these strands. But if it's stuck and adhesed from keyboarditis or telephonitis or driving-itis. Itis.
Whatever itis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Living-itis, repetitive strain. Then what it does is it just bunches up and takes us, if we're here on our keyboard, eventually that fascia just bunches up here. And then we get raised shoulders that are earrings, our scapulas are up, and that tissue, back to your question of inflammation, just it's stuck like this instead of these beautiful crisscross strands that allow not only signals from the nerves, but allow the nutrients to get to the
So for not wanting to
bones.
go to school, you are very educated.
Yeah.
Because that is very scientific, because inflammation is the root of all basic illnesses.
Absolutely.
It's where it starts from. Of
Right.
course, the food intake and everything else that we do, drink and eat,
Yeah.
besides the stress that life comes with daily, is what builds up that inflammation and causes cancers and all sorts of random things. And I don't have any education in that either.
Absolutely.
But I think
You're
it's just
right.
common sense
Yeah.
when you start to think about, what's happening with your body and how it can't release
Right.
some of these things.
And
that
think
build-
about what your body needs. It needs space. So if you just go to the microscopic and we think cells, right? Cell health. Because right now, like you said, all we're thinking about and hearing about in our world is disease, right? So we're in this state of disease management, not prevention at all.
Right.
Yes, 100% nailed it. Inflammation. So if we just go back to the cell, of which there are millions in our body, they have to function. They have to function well. If you put something in your cell that the cell doesn't recognize as necessary, it will spit it back out, but it spits it back out as garbage. So then the whole system gets overwhelmed, and these trash cans inside of us, our lymph system, are just overflowing with garbage, more inflammation. Now, how the fascia is involved with that, the fascia is over everything. So it's over the lymph. It's over the muscle, the bone, the organs, the viscera, your heart, your brain. I mean, there's nothing fascia doesn't touch. So the minute there is that inflammation and dis-ease, the fascia tightens. in a protective way. Because remember, it has roughly 250 million nerve endings, and it's so abundant, right? So it's the most abundant tissue with the most nerve endings.
And so when you do fascia release, you're releasing that fascia in order for the inflammation to subside or
Yeah, that's
remove
part
from
of
the
it.
body.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to get the space back. So I digress. Going back to the cell real quickly, if there's no space, then all of the functions within the cell and the body, are just kind of walking around inside the body going, well, I don't know, George, we're supposed to get some blood to the heart. Like, I don't know, there's no room.
That's an actual recording, by the way.
I love that,
Yeah.
George.
Right.
I want to go back a little bit. And you said, did you meet Patrick while in school? Tell us the story of how you met and why are you in this
Great
as
question.
well?
I've been kidnapped and I'm being
Like blink twice if you need help.
You spent your childhood years in your grandmother's beauty salon?
no.
How did you
I
get
didn't
started?
do that. We worked at the same historic hotel in downtown Boulder, Colorado. Different departments, and that's how we initially met. She was attending massage school or
Beauty
a
school,
beauty
yeah.
school at the time. And she went we worked for the hotel for many years after we got married there and worked for about 3 years after we got married there. And then she ended up going into the beauty industry because of her education. And I ended up kind of staying with the hotel industry for a while after that. Her education, well, she could tell you why she got educated on fascia. That's her own story of where she kind of overworked herself
Mm-hmm.
and ended up having
An injury.
basically an injury that would have stopped her massage career. And that was an education for me because I guess I was probably a little bit more health. She's more nutrition and I'm more typical man workout kind of health kind of guy. The work I did for the hotel, which was maintenance and drywall and painting and all the kind of stuff that you don't want to do usually, is not great work to do for your health. You end up getting beaten up
Pretty
in
much,
the job.
Yeah, it's rough.
And so I was always movement oriented. You got to stay moving. You have to be moving to just keep,
That's
being
also very
harder to
true,
get.
Yeah.
right? So again,
Use it or
finding
lose it.
balance, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they say. Use it or
So
lose it.
this was interesting to her because she got into a situation where she was not moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can let her pick
Oh,
up.
please
this first story.
elaborate.
Well, I sometimes have a struggle with work and life balance. If it weren't for
Somebody's
Patrick,
agreeing over there.
I would work 7 days a week. I'm obsessed with, I just can't believe that God lets me do my job. Honestly, it's a joy. It has never felt like work. And my customers are amazing.
You know you're in the right field if you don't view it as work.
It's not work. It's a joy. However, one day in 2013, I went to go put my shoes on to go to work, and my back spasmed, went out. I hit the floor, and I couldn't stand up straight for, I would say it was a couple months. And
Wow.
it was a couple months of try this, try that, this, practitioner, that practitioner.
So you went to traditional medicine as well.
Well, I did, and nothing was wrong with me. So
Okay.
they said, soft tissue injury, take these drugs,
Okay.
Mhm.
or we'll send you to PT. And I have such a hungry mind. I said, okay, but what is wrong with me? This will help. Okay, but what is wrong with me? Anyway, it was several months of, again, just lots of money to, and things would work temporarily. I would drive to work one day in the car, be okay, think, okay, I can do it. I was booked 8 weeks out for my guests. So would get to work, try to get out of the car, and I couldn't move. So I'd have to cancel my whole day. It was rough. It was demoralizing, really, because I'm a fixer and a knower, or I want to know. And I didn't even know how to fix myself. If one of my customers came to me that broken and I didn't know how to fix them.
Or where to guide them
Right.
to get fixed.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
And all the things weren't working, and I looked normal. Pain, that type of pain is invisible. So, and I thought that I'm done. I don't get to do my work anymore. I'll go, sell makeup at the mall. Second favorite thing. So
Are you serious?
I love makeup. Yeah. Anyway, I had a customer. Her name was Margaret, and I had been going to work, and I shoved my thumb in my low back to get through the day. Mostly I was working in the dark doing massage and facial, so customers couldn't see. And if I spasmed, I just prayed through it, This particular day, I'm doing a wax for my customer, Margaret. Now, this is in the, suburbs of Colorado where everybody's really nice. And Margaret was from Manhattan.
Uh-oh.
She gave it to you straight.
She gave it to me straight. Yeah, it's all good. So we're in the middle of waxing Margaret, and it's a bikini wax, and my back spasmed. So the lights are on. I can't move. Tears are, coming down my eyes, and she looks at me and starts screaming. What is wrong with you? What's the matter with? I was like, it's my back. It's my back. Why are you here? Just raked me over the coals. She New Yorked me. But the gift of it was that Margaret had suffered the same thing. And to the same, exactly. Nothing worked for her. She didn't want to just take drugs. There was nothing structurally wrong with her. The various modalities didn't work for her. But she said, I have a girl. She does this thing. It's called fascia release. I am going to give you her number, and if you don't go see her, I will kill you.
I love that. Just like an daughter, right? Oh, I will have you killed.
Guy.
And I knew, hey, God, you're queuing this up because she will come after me. And I don't want to live like this anymore. What if her girl could help me?
Yeah.
So I told Patrick, hey, there's this girl, she does this thing. I know what fascia is. I'm trained massage therapist, but just like doctors and, study 15 minutes of nutrition, massage therapists study 15 minutes of fascia work. It's
So
muscle.
there's more to the puzzle than just what, just massage work or just, in a physician's case, it would be just his specialty,
Right.
her specialty.
Correct. There's
They can rub anything,
contributing
right?
factors. Absolutely.
That's why they call it practicing medicine.
And
Right.
practice, they're always
Yeah.
practicing.
Or standard of care. is
Right.
Their new
Yeah.
where they go,
that's
this is within our standard of care. So long story short, I dragged Patrick to the fascia girl. At this point, if she had told me to drink purple potion, stand on one leg and turn in circles,
You
I
would've
would
done
have
it.
tried it.
Because pain is hard.
Yeah.
manage.
And I was weeks away. I couldn't keep disappointing my employers at the time and my customers. So, first technique she did, I'm going to say, I'll be conservative and say 48.9% of my pain went away.
Wow.
Right. And she had me go walk. It was in this gym studio. She did a few techniques and said, okay, go walk. And as I came back to where she and Patrick were, Patrick's mouth was open. And I thought, oh my gosh, did my leg fall off? And I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? He said, you haven't stood up straight in 3 months. And I hadn't even realized I was standing up straight. So that was it.
Do you find yourself believing that something that simple on the surface could make such a huge result in you standing up straight?
Well, now it's hard to see through the lens now because I know so much about
Right.
fascia ever since. My first thought was, how do I learn this to help my customers? Right. Then I just was so grateful to go back to work and to
Yeah.
be released, to be
You feel like
fixed.
you've been born again almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You're
Yeah.
alive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that, I went, I had my initial session, went to work the next day, and I did 4 massages back to back. And I was just like skipping to my
Probably
car.
not a good thing.
Well, I could, so
You
I
could
did.
skip now,
right? I
yeah.
could skip.
And so how long would you suggest having that fascia release done in order to keep this release from happening?
It depends. So here's where Patrick comes in to the fascia story, right? So we're in Colorado, and I go back to the girl, Julia is her name. And she said, it took 2 sessions really, and I was fine. And it's really never come back, that level. I've had a few emails from the pain going, you're working too much. You need your own fascia release.
You're not listening to your husband.
Exactly.
Oh.
You're not listening to your husband.
No New York moments now.
No New York moments. However, when I went back a 3rd time, she said, "What are you doing here? I thought you were all good." I said, I have to learn how to do this. Where do I go? Who's going to teach me? And she set me up with the guy who created the system. And we were very fortunate that he lived in Wyoming, just an hour or so away from us, and that he was as passionate to share and educate and train as many people as he could on this technique. In Colorado, without having a massage license, you can practice this because it's a form of stretching. So when the first opportunity to get trained came, we both did it because, Patrick loves to hike and bike and be mobile. And we thought, how wonderful if we can get each other out of pain.
Yeah.
Pain can be a relationship killer.
Yeah. So Patrick, you were a massage therapist at this point, or
No.
No.
none
He's a
of those
fascia
modalities?
release
No.
expert.
Yeah.
So I know that you work together, and is that true?
So we were working together at the hotel.
Mhm.
And then,
different-
I went off to pursue being an esthetician and a massage and now fascia release. But I pulled him into the fascia release.
Oh, okay.
Well, then you
world.
have someone to do it for you.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
That was
Correct.
I was going to say, well, who
Yeah.
releases your fascia if you're releasing everyone else's
Well, I'm
fascia?
team
Right?
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about my fascia?
Yeah.
I know, and your fascia,
absolutely.
my fascia.
Yeah. So, and it's been wonderful. And now what we'd like to do with that. So he's got his personal trainer certificate and stretching certificates and still loves mobility drills. And, it's not about how strong you can be. It's really we're at the gentle, young, tender age of 56 now. Right. And so moving forward, it's about mobility,
Being able to move forward.
stability. Exactly.
Yes.
Well put.
Well, my father I know we got so much to talk about, but he has spinal stenosis.
Okay.
And he hasn't walked since May.
Oh, wow.
He's 82 years old.
Okay.
And now he's going for neck surgery first
Okay.
and then a spine surgery.
Right.
So
At 82.
at 82, but
Right.
he's at this point where it's like he's tried everything. I think it's too far gone personally to even figure out where to start, whether it's what do you call it? The inversion table. where
Right,
they're trying to
right.
stretch. It's just, I think that at this point, it's unfortunately too far gone. But to help educate people to prepare to
Yeah.
not have that happen when you start retiring, you start becoming sediment. You start to get old and weak and frail. And to
Right.
prevent this, not just by obviously running when you're
Right.
80 years old,
Yes.
but figuring out how to keep stretching.
Anybody
and-
can do fascia release. I have customers from 9 to 90. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone can do this. You can do it on a mat on the floor. You can do it laying in your bed. I mean, that's
Mhm.
really what we're passionate about, is telling everyone all you need is a rolled up towel and you can do this. And your dad and many, many people like him, regardless of whether he goes through with the surgery or not, the surgery is not going to be an answer or sometimes it's not the answer because it creates scar tissue on the spine. And not only that, but he has to probably go under. So that's going to create a certain amount of misfiring in the brain. So it comes at a cost. So, if you can avoid surgery, I tell people with fascia release, I mean, I will put you to sleep talking about it. If you have trouble sleeping, call me and I will talk to you about fascia release. But really, I tell people you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
Just
should
come try it.
Yeah.
He's in Jersey, unfortunately, and he's already made his decision.
Yeah.
So it's just because it's getting worse, and he's like,
Right.
"What?" I mean, he's had a heart valve replacement. He has cochlear implants, so it's
Yeah.
like you kind of say, "Oh, well, if it works, great. If it doesn't, give it a
Right.
shot."
Right.
But it's very unfortunate. So hopefully you can educate people on preventing
Right.
these things from happening in the senior
Yeah.
industry.
Or even, had we had this conversation 6 months ago,
Absolutely.
I can just share, like, one of the things I do constantly on my dumb device thing is send people information. Here's how to do it. Do it. Do it. You don't need me. Just do it. Do this. See what happens. What happened? Okay. Did we get a result? Did we get some, so everybody can do it from anywhere.
It's also the mentality of wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get to that point where you're like, I made it too, like just enough already, just let me live out as much comfortable life that I can.
Right.
Because then you have to put the effort in.
Yeah.
And it's just like knowing the truth. You
Right.
got to do something about it once you know, or you don't.
Right. Right.
Unfortunately, but we probably should have talked 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But, here we are.
Here we are.
Out learning.
Yes, exactly.
And hoping
Sherry.
to educate other people. And if you could please tell the audience how to get in touch with you, because now they know why they need to get in touch with you. So if you can let everybody know how to schedule or get in touch somehow, some way.
Yes. So we have a great Facebook group, Sam Hayes Skin and Body Wellness Facebook group. We have a great website, samhayeswellness.com. Phone number 303-501-3254. You can call, text, email at SUZSAM17@gmail. Send a balloonogram, a pigeon, anything. And stay tuned. Follow us definitely on Facebook because we're going to be launching partner fascia release classes at the rec center.
Interesting.
Where you can come with your partner and safely learn some really great techniques to help with foot, back, knee, hip, shoulder, wrist, and neck pain.
Wow.
So
that is fantastic.
So that's coming in 2026. Cool. You know what else is coming in 2026? My facial appointment.
right.
Free cruise, I think. It's coming up.
Yeah.
So, but we're so grateful, Patrick and Sam, for being with us today. Unfortunately, we have to stop talking.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what happens, and we're getting the cues from our podcast producer over here to shut up. There we go. We got 1 minute left. Anything else you want to add to this?
I'm just thankful to be able to, beyond our 32 seconds of fame and our networking groups, to know more about you and know more about all these businesses that we're helping to have a platform for.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Thank you both for having us.
We appreciate it. Yeah. And peace out, people. Peace out.